Hi, and welcome to Shame Free Love, creating community that celebrates you. So, at this time of year, we're starting to move into the holiday season, and we're beginning to see groups that surround us, whether it's be friends, work environments, family, and other people coming together to celebrate the end of the year, beginning to see what you want to celebrate and what might be a bit of a drag to celebrate. So sometimes we have a lot of wish fulfillment at this time of year. It's the season where we actually wish upon a star, where we hope for certain presents, where we see children becoming wishful and desiring for things to come to them. So for adults, when it comes to love, we may not see that that's such a positive thing for us to manifest. We may be still stuck in old relationships or fears that come from old relationships that perpetuate feelings that love isn't such a glorious thing, or that family isn't such a celebratory thing, or that if we wish for that certain love relationship to come into our lives, that there's lots of nah voices in our minds saying that's not for us, it's not possible, it doesn't exist, and even if it did happen to me, something bad would happen. So shame has a great way of actually permeating all of those wishful thinking habits that we might have in our lives. And when I talk about creating community that celebrates you, I'm looking at ways for us to look at how, if you have people around you that celebrate you, you can get beyond shame. You can actually change the nature of shame that permeates and starts saying negative things to you, or that blows up all of your wishes for love, or that makes love seem something that's flawed or somehow that's going to trip up or not really happen for you. So creating community that celebrates you is perhaps one of the most important things at times of year, such as the holidays, where we come together to celebrate. And those times of year also are reflected in summer solstice or winter solstice, depending on where you are. They're both times that we come together to celebrate. In the winter times, it's where we actually feel more cold, so we actually huddle together for warmth. But we also come together to share resources. In the summer times, it's where we feel more brazen and we let things go and we want to celebrate and get out there and see how to show ourselves off and shine. So for both times of the year, or both seasons, it's actually times to really see where shame may be pulling us down, but also pulling us up. And as a community, we've got to start looking at those opportunities as very powerful points to literally pull ourselves forward as a group, to pull ourselves beyond limitation, beyond ideas that we're not who we could be, but we're something less, we're lacking. So when you get beyond lack, beyond shame, there's a point where you're actually not judging anymore. And shame-free love is that, what I'm claiming and calling in when I say shame-free love. Beyond the places where we still somehow see that something's missing and that we haven't got somewhere. At the end of the year, it's always those points where we start to look at the ladder, what we've got in our storage, what we think we don't have, but also we need to look at what we do have, what we have stocked up, what we have acquired, what we have achieved. And community is something that's really important to remind us that you've also don't need to do it all yourself. You've actually got a group of people around you. If you're not good at creating community, at finding friends, at maybe making new opportunities to do dating, or if you're negative about it, then my invitation to you is to simply fantasize about it. Fantasy was given to us, our human brains, to take us out of places where we become stuck or repetitive. Fantasy, and children use it all the time, is one of the ways to get us out of thinking that life has to be the way that it is. So don't feel that because you don't have something in your life that it's not available to you. you may need to look at the negative patterns that you have and see how you can actually ask to turn that into a different way of being with your negative mind or your fears. So shame is something that's there for you to see how to work beyond it. It's not a state that's permanent. Shame is something as a culture that we've created, and culture over time has constantly flipped shame on its head. So you'll find that when you have celebrations, that people often will find there's ways that they can actually bring in a different way of looking at themselves or laughing at themselves. That's why comedy has been such a really big piece of culture and of entertainment, because it's where we really throw off all of our judgments, or we just surrender to the fact that it doesn't matter if I feel lack or if I feel somehow not enough, that I'm still part of a community. I'm still valuable. And for some of us, that means actually taking the step to build community and put ourselves out there. So if you feel cut off, if you feel somehow like you don't have that support around you, then it's really about stepping out and firstly fantasizing about it or asking for it so that community can come into your lives. So one of the things that I encourage is to really take stock of the people around you in your life that you actually feel good around, that you enjoy their company or you feel good. So off the top of your head, think about those people that make you feel a good feeling inside. If you don't have people that you can think of, then it's time to start searching for those people. So the first step when we search for people that we want to bring into our lives is to imagine, visualize, or fantasize about what those people could be like. And if you've got people on TV shows or people that you remember from your past that made you feel good, there's qualities there that you can start thinking about. So the next question I have for you is, what are those qualities that you find in people that you want to celebrate, that you actually like, that you feel good about? So when I'm saying feel good, there's generally a warm feeling inside of you. You're going to feel like, I want to hang out with that person because I can be myself, I can let my hair down, or I just feel good inside. So what are those qualities that those people have? Are they maybe just authentic? They don't have to be happy, shiny people all the time, but they could. They could be people that make you laugh. They could be people that you do something with that you feel good about. It could be eating, cooking together. It could be walking down the street. What is it that those people do? What are the attributes? And maybe it's even just something about their physical behaviors, their smell, the way they wash themselves or preen themselves, the way they keep themselves. So these are things that you like about people that actually start to be qualities you want to celebrate, and things that you can also see that because you like them in someone else, you also celebrate them in yourself, or you honor them in yourself, or you enjoy them in yourself. So there could be activities that you have in common, could be ways of thinking about the world, could be ways of communicating our emotions, and it could be ways of just being together. So think about all of those qualities that you do really love and make a list. This is a different list to Santa's list, but it's really about when we come together as community. Yes, there's gifts involved, but social interaction is the real thing that brings community together. In winter times, we came together to share warmth, body heat, create fire and food, and we came with song and story. So we made humor, we made jokes, and we told stories. This is what actually community centered around. And sometimes there were even spiritual experiences that you might share as well. But that's not really the only thing. People coming together to have a good time is really to just share and connect. And that connection can be with many people and differences between different cultures. So you really know that food is often a common thing that brings people together in spite of your differences. And you'll see that through the holidays, that even if you don't get on with family, eating together is something that's pretty common. And cooking is a big part of that, or celebrating how food and all those good things in life bring people together. It's a pretty old thing of sharing food that brings people together. In the summertime, the emphasis is more on expression, on personality, on showing your personality, on either doing activities that are celebrating and being physical outdoors, or even just celebrating and speaking and sharing things that are fun again, doing activities that are a little bit more connected to moving outside. So food's involved, but of course it's a much more outgoing kind of energy. So if you are experiencing times with your community, family, groups that you're with, where you wish to enhance any aspect of yourself, the next step is, once you've looked at those qualities that make you feel good, is actually asking, what do I wish to share? Now, you don't need to share a thing, or you don't need to be smart or witty and share words of wisdom, but what is it that you would actually like to bring to the group? Sometimes when we're shy, or if we don't feel like really being very social, it's because we just haven't spent a moment to think about, actually, what do I want to bring to the group? And it could be a question that just stirs up, well, I don't really have anything to bring, but perhaps I could offer something, offer food, or offer some aspect of myself. Perhaps it's just an opportunity to go and see a movie, just some idea of what to share. Often we don't go into social situations because we don't really think about what our role is in that group. And it's not something to spend a lot of time on, but just ponder, hey, what could I bring here that might be fun? So today in the connection exercise, we're going to think about the shame-free love that we wish to call in to our bodies, and also how we can actually expand that into relationships with a group. So I'm going to do a visualization exercise where we're connecting to a group. It could be a small group, it could be a family group for you, it could be in your neighborhood. I'm just going to call it your community. So if your community means your family for you, then just see those people that come to you. And when we're in meditation, sometimes your higher self will offer you people, a group that you may not be thinking of consciously, but when you go into meditation, your quiet self, your inner self, will offer you that group that they wish you to focus on. So for some of us, if you're in a different country, there might be a group that's away from you that you can still connect to energetically, whether it's through the internet or whether it's just through prayer and meditation that you want to connect to. When you're embracing that shame-free love, relationships these days are becoming more and more global and more virtual. So we do need to actually understand that there are groups in the planet that actually are going to support you to go beyond shame or beyond judgments and limitations of who you are, and celebrate more of what you want to call in, or the type of love that you wish to bring into your life. So don't feel like you have to be limited by only connecting to people in a physical way. Consider that there are people out there that might be more connected to you in other ways as well, that celebrate who you are. So in the connection exercise that we're going to do, I'll say your community, and you'll call in what feels like the right group for you to focus on in the meditation. And then we're going to ask how to actually connect to that group to celebrate you. So it's a very simple exercise today, and it's a creative one to start expanding out your feeling of shame-free love, or love that goes beyond any limitations on yourself, and how to share that with a larger group. Literally expand it out from the heart into your energy body, and then go into that group that you connect to, and even into the global community that you're part of as well, just by being human. So to start with, just start breathing into the heart and chest and closing your eyes. Take a few breaths to really just begin to feel your entire body and the physical body. So as you're using the breath to relax deeper into the body, you can use the breath also to focus on connecting to the whole perimeter or outline of your physical body through the skin. So the skin of your physical body separates you from others and from the rest of your world. It actually is a container. And on the energy level, it's a very physical container that surrounds you and individuates or separates you from your aura or energy body itself. So if you don't have a clear sense of the skin, it's something that you can play with throughout your day or through any activities you might do, like walking or yoga or stretching or just washing dishes. You can begin to breathe into the body and just see if you can sense that physical perimeter or outline of the skin. And our peripheral nervous system also helps you access the layer of skin. And skin has several layers to it, but we're looking at the external one that separates the very air around the outside layer of the skin. And then how that air becomes softer as it moves into the energy body itself. So playing with the breath so you can feel into the skin of the physical body, and then sensing as you exhale how you move into the lightness of that energy body. So now we're going to take our focus all the way back into the heart center, the center of the chest. And in the center of the chest, see a golden light or orb of golden energy. And as you inhale, the golden light expands to fill up your entire physical body, surrounded by that layer of skin. And as you exhale, the golden light radiates from that layer of external skin into the energy body and into your aura. So it's almost like there's a golden ray of energy pulsating out of your physical body into the aura itself. It's almost like you're lit up. And you can feel the golden energy radiating from your skin into the aura. And this time, as you breathe into that center of the heart, just feel the love that you wish to share or claim for yourself. That's free of shame or free of any limitations, and free to be exactly who you are. And you can feel just the quality of the love in the center of your heart. Fill it up with the golden energy. And this time, with the exhale or the energy moving out of the center into that layer of skin, you can almost see it radiating into that layer of skin and out into the aura. Like you're filling yourself up with that love that you wish to claim or share. And now this time, from the center of your heart, ask to connect to your community that celebrates who you are. Ask to connect to your community that celebrates who you are. And just see who comes to mind or your heart when you ask to connect. You may just visualize that community as an energy or a light or a group of people that you don't quite feel or see their faces, but you see them as a group of people that surround you now, either holding your hands or just surrounding your body in the image or your imagination. As you connect from your heart center to the energy or circle of this group, ask for them to celebrate who you are, to help you celebrate who you are. And as you breathe into your heart, you can actually radiate that golden light into the circle or group. And ask for that celebration of each person in the group for who they are. Sometimes when you connect to a group, you can even go to each individual if you recognize them or know them, and just feel or sense how you could celebrate them. You might just send them that golden energy of that love that you wish to claim or share. And if you don't feel the need or desire to go to each individual member of the group or community, you simply just ask to send that love, that golden energy, and the love that you wish to claim that is free of limitation and shame, and ask to send it to each of them as a group, so that they can begin to celebrate who they are and you. And then finally, just acknowledge the role that this community plays for you. You don't need to like all of your community or love them, but they play a role for you in teaching you how to be more of who you are, or how to stand more in who you are. So acknowledge how they celebrate you and how they help you to acknowledge more of who you are. And you may express your gratitude for this group, for the purpose and the role that they play for you. And breathe into the heart, knowing that you can connect to this community at any time that you need to celebrate more of who you are. And then taking some breaths, breathe all the way from the top of your crown and down the body, anchoring your energy through the feet into the earth. So in those times you come together, it can be fun just to see how those people actually help you to celebrate how to feel good and honor those people that actually connect you to who you are and who you are beyond any limitations, just honoring all of who you are. Thanks for joining. I'm Angela Ambrosia, and in the next series we are looking at welcoming the new energy body, so you can bring in the new year with a full embrace of that new body that we're actually beginning to anchor through all the meditation and energy work that you may already be doing. You may already have started to notice that your body is responding differently, your emotions are being experienced in a new way, and you also might feel that you are needing to change some of your physical behaviors to honor that body in a very different way. So the next series of videos, Welcoming the New Energy Body, are about that very process of anchoring and bringing into your life behaviors and ways of being with the body to actually celebrate and anchor more of who you are. Thank you, and God bless, and have a wonderful week.